I was reviewing security footage of my farmhouse when my app pinged. Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, had snuck onto my private county land at midnight and chainsawed my 100-year-old oak, claiming it blocked her view. Her act was an axe to my legacy. Karen, who'd banned my cabin, motorbike, and gated my land, had no idea my cameras caught her sawing. I was Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, Meadow Mart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, police chief, homeland security agent, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and HOA. Her tree felling wasn't just vandalism. It was felony destruction of property, and I was about to slap her with charges that'd root her in jail. I stood by the stump, phone filming as neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered livid. This wasn't just a tree. It was Karen's most reckless assault, blind to my security and authority. My heart burned, but a steely grin emerged. She thought she could fell my oak? I was about to turn her crime into a viral felony, with my badge as the gavel. What unfolded wasn't just mourning a tree. It was a masterclass in legal retribution, community fire, and comedic justice that left Karen cuffed, her HOA crushed, and Crescent Meadows roaring. My ranch wasn't just home. It was her prison, and my evidence was the verdict. Karen's chainsaw was her gravest mistake, and my felony charge was about to branch out her downfall. Crescent Meadows was a bold suburb, its frost-crusted fields, bustling markets, and my Meadow Mart cafe, a fierce stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once choked by rules on obstructive trees and non-compliant landscapes, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and my farmhouse on unincorporated county land as its core. My 100-year-old oak, a community landmark on my property, was HOA exempt, guarded by my Crescent Code security system, cameras and sensors I designed. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadow Mart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, police chief, homeland security agent, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and HOA, with a fictional ageless grit. I'd crushed Karen 67 times, buying Meadow Mart after a farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her, airline stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on my wife, Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kids from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her at my gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, jailing her for hitting Max, rebuilding the Thompsons' house, turning her trails into my hunting ground, catching her spying on my yard, suspending her board for burning my boat, nailing her for her 911 call on my rain tanks, foiling her eviction over my cabin, burying her in pennies for her fines, towing her car for blocking my driveway, reclaiming my cabin after her sale, sinking her cop's truck with Grandpa's tractor, evicting her fishing club with Marcus, arresting her for breaking into my garage, busting her 911 call on my pool, stopping her fake cop arrest, seizing her HOA with my D-clause, crushing her motorbike ban, and locking her pool access after a cabin ban. My security footage and sheriff powers were my latest weapons. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a cornered bully, her clipboard a flimsy prop for her dying control. Exiled, jailed, and bankrupted, she'd chainsawed my tree, unaware it was felony destruction, my land was private, and my cameras rolled. Her scheme, backed by a ragged HOA remnant, relied on fake view rules, blind to my evidence and authority. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, my sister, Mia, a nurse, my brother, Jake, a Marine, my cousin Vince, leader of the Iron Riders bikers, my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooter with dialysis, Tom, my biologist friend who monitored the lake, Linda, the councilwoman who backed my fights, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, Grandpa Joe, our tractor-driving patriarch, and Marcus Thompson, Navy SEAL and lake owner. Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy, led the response, and my FBI contact, Agent Laura Chun, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would amplify the fight. The setting was a frigid January night in 2029 at my ranch's Oak Grove on a county road, while my tree stump lay and my cameras recorded. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in outrage. Karen's vandalism was a crime, and her ignorance of my system was her fatal error. This wasn't just about a tree. It was Karen's final assault on Crescent Meadows' legacy. For me, it was a chance to protect my land, nail her felony, and unite our community. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and blaze with our spirit. Karen's tree felling was a blatant crime. Obstructs view. Her note by the stump lied, claiming my oak broke HOA rules on my private land. I filmed, voice steady. This is my ranch, Karen. You're a felon. My cameras caught her chainsawing at midnight. I radioed Harris, who growled, felony destruction? She's timber. Ellen, with Emma and Liam, texted my property deed, saying Karen's chopped down. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting vandalizing a DHS agent's tree? Prison. I called Agent Chun, who snapped, this is FBI-level destruction of property. Neighbors swarmed, filming the stump. My forum post exploded. Karen cut my 100-year-old tree. I'm charging her with a felony. Hashtag Karen fells tree and hashtag Sarah strikes back trended, hitting 205 million views. Jake, my barista, live streamed from Meadowmart, showing my footage indeed. Crescent Meadows stands with Sarah, he said, hitting 210 million views. Lily handed out flyers about property laws, explaining Sarah's tree is private. Karen's a criminal. Karen's HOA cronies, a duo with signs, clear views. Try to defend her, but neighbors drown them out, chanting Sarah's oak. Mia, share my Homeland Security credentials, proving my clout. I share my camera clip. Karen's a felon. I'm pressing charges. The video hit 2.9 billion views. Marcus Thompson arrived, saying, she targeted me too. I am testifying. His veteran weight rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit arrived, inspecting the stump. Clear felony, Chin said, noting sawdust traces. I flashed my sheriff badge, live streaming. Karen cut my tree. She's facing felony charges. The stream hit 14.5 billion views, with news helicopters circling. Comments flooded. Sarah's a legend. Karen's rooted. Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's act is felony destruction. The crowd chanted jail, jail, as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen at her condo, clutching a fake landscape ordinance. Harris cuffed her as I filed felony charges with the county. Karen rambled, it's our view, but Chun held up my footage indeed. You're under federal arrest, she said. The forum planned a tree-free day at Meadowmart with music and eco-demos. Karen's lie about views collapsed. My tree was mine. The stage was set, not just to mourn my oak, but to crush her reign and rally Crescent Meadows around my charges. Her chainsaw was her end, and my felony case was our victory. My ranch was a fortress of justice. Karen stood cuffed at her condo, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her fake ordinance. The stump lay bare, but my charges were filed, poised to bury her. The livestream hit 15.5 billion views, with hashtag KarenFellsTree and hashtag SarahStrikesBack trending globally. Neighbors packed my grove, waving signs, Sarah's Oak. No hoaxes. News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it a DHS agent's tree versus HOA vandalism. The air roared, and I was ready to fell Karen's scheme. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. Sarah's ranch is private, HOA-exempt county land. Karen's tree felling is a federal felony. He showed my footage and arborist report, proving her crime. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers, saying, Sarah's sheriff. Karen destroyed her tree. The forum surged, Karen's a vandal. Sarah's our hero. A viral tweet read, HOA Karen fells DHS agent's 100-year-old tree. Faces felony. Hashtag Karen fells tree. Karen yelled, it's our right. But Shin held up my footage, stating, you committed felony destruction of property. Her face crumpled. She hadn't known my cameras. Environmental groups joined X, posting, Karen's attack on Sarah's tree is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows. The Change.org petition, Justice for Sarah's Oak, hit 210 million signatures, with comments like Sarah's a legend and Karen's done. Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. Sarah's leadership and tree are our pride. Karen's vandalism threatens us all. She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $3.8 million and affirm my control. The crowd roared, chanting tree free. The HOA, gutted by scandals, leaked texts disavowing Karen. She's rogue. Neighbors guarded my grove, as Vince's biker crew patrolled the ranch. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. Karen cut my 100-year-old tree, but I'm Homeland Security, sheriff, and I own the HOA. She's facing felony charges. I proposed a tree-free day at Meadow Mart, with tree plantings, music, and a fundraiser for conservation, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to replant my grove. I shared online. Karen's felony failed. Join us for Tree Free Day. The livestream hit 16.5 billion views, with hashtag Tree Free Day trending. Comments flooded. Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's chopped. Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun. The HOA's above you. But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. You're charged with destruction, trespass, and conspiracy, she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 31 billion views, with comments like, bye Karen. Oak wins. News ran headlines. 20-year-old DHS agent nails HOA Karen with felony for tree felling. Lily organized kids to paint tree-free signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying Sarah protects our roots. Harris secured my grove, and neighbors cheered as charges locked in. Shin verified my deed, and Linda promised county funding for a Crescent Grove sign, marking my ranch's status. The stage was set for a victory that would avenge my tree, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but my felony charge would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial, my grove ready for replanting. The livestream hit 32 billion views, with hashtag KarenFellsTree and hashtag SarahStrikesBack trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving tree-free signs as news crews filmed. I stood in my sheriff uniform, my roles as Homeland Security agent, sheriff, and HOA owner now a verdict, my evidence our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Rivera, a federal veteran, called order. Ms. Miller, you're charged with destruction, trespass, and conspiracy, he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen's midnight chainsaw. The plaintiff is a Homeland Security agent, sheriff, and HOA owner, she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Sarah's our grove. Shin testified, voice sharp. Karen's tree felling violated federal property laws and targeted private land. She showed the fake ordinance, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $3.8 million HOA fine and my permanent control. The crowd chanted oak, oak, as kids waved painted trees, symbols of our win. Tom showed my deed and arborist report, proving the oak's value. Sarah's charges rooted her, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Crescent Grove sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my ranch's status. This tree was mine, and Karen's guilty, I said, sharing it online, a leaf under a federal seal. The forum erupted. Perfect. Sarah's legacy. Rivera reviewed the evidence, footage, report, ordinance, calling it irrefutable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed it's HOA policy. But Rachel played her sawing, exposing her lies. Rivera ruled, guilty on all counts. 10 years for Miller, $5.1 million in damages to Sarah, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. My digital dossier, footage, report, indictments was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. 20-year-old DHS agent nails HOA Karen with felony for tree felling. The crowd surged, music blaring, as tree-free day plans took shape. I gave a mic to Marcus, who grinned. Sarah's Grove is our pride, he said. Neighbors hugged him, guarding our ranch in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our community could outshine vandalism. As my grove stood ready, justice prevailed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like DHS agent nails HOA Karen with felony for tree felling and Sarah's Grove triumphs. The livestream hit 35 billion views, with hashtag Karen Fells Tree trending for weeks. Fan art of my Grove sign as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and conservation groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying this is about our community. Tree-Free Day was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, Harris's team, planting saplings, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Grove sign. Meadow Mart catered, and Tom led eco talks, tying the grove to my lake's bluefins. The event raised $17.5 million for conservation, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Sarah's Grove shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $3.8 million and dissolved it, with new laws banning vandalism. Karen got 10 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't chop like Karen became a local joke, painted on fences. My ranch became a tourist draw, with visitors snapping Grove selfies. Meadow Mart and my farm stand soared, the cafe hosting Grove nights with music and eco talks. Tourists flocked to Sarah's Grove, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, many leaves, sheriff patches, saying my fight inspired them. Tom's data showed my lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, report, verdicts was studied for property laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for the ranch. The forum planned a Grove Fest with tree plantings, music, and SWAT drills, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's felony into our triumph. One post read, I hired teens to patrol my grove, giving them pride. At the fest, under a Grove Forever banner, Linda toasted, to Sarah, Marcus, Lily, and Crescent Meadows, where trees defeat tyrants. Fireworks burst, kids danced, and my ranch glowed. Karen's chainsaw had been a spark, but we'd built a legacy. Meadow Mart, my grove, and my ranch were our stronghold, proof no bully could uproot our spirit. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand proud, green, and unstoppable.